This is Readability, one of several tools available on the web right now that help you strip away the text from a particularly busy website in order to focus solely on it. It's designed, like many of these other tools, to be useful for taking long-form pieces and making them easier to read. This particular tool is created by a group called ARC90, and it's gotten very popular over the last several months. Basically what it is it's a bookmarklet that you can customize through this web page. So you can select your basic text, you can select your size, you can select your margins, and then you just drag this into your toolbar. And whenever you're on a web page you want to strip the text out of, you just click the button. Here's a sample. This is an article from my website that I wrote a little while back. And it's very long and a little busy. Not the busiest site on the internet, but if I wanted to make it easier to focus just on the text of the article, I'd hit that little bookmarklet, and then here's the piece. Notice it's still got the hyperlinks in it, and it's just taken everything but the main article on the page and allowed me to focus on it a little bit. I also have a few things I can do. I can email that, I can print it, or I can quit. I can go out of that and go back to the website. It's a pretty neat little tool, pretty handy for, again, stripping out busyness. Here's an interesting piece. There is now a button here that I can use to actually strip the hyperlinks out of an article and convert them to footnotes. And if we click the what's this, we learn that the linking just puts those articles, or excuse me, this button just puts the links down as footnotes to the article. This was inspired by Nicholas Carr and his work, The Shallows, an extension of his Google article, or excuse me, Atlantic article on Google called "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" He and several others have advocated that hyperlinks distract us in text and that footnotes are a better choice. So they allow you to do this. I've installed that version of the bookmarklet here. I want you to notice a couple of things. The first thing I want you to notice about this original website is that there are some footnotes there already. I like to write in footnotes lately. Let's see what happens to those footnotes when we go to Readability. Notice they're gone. And now let's look at the piece in the Readability with the footnotes in place of the hyperlinks. Notice that instead of seeing the blue text now, we're looking at some footnotes. And so wherever there was a link before, there's now a footnote. And then here at the bottom of the article, here are our footnotes, which are our links. So these will take me to the original links from the article, and they do open in a new window, which is pretty neat. So while I think that's really interesting that these tools allow us to divorce the design of a website from the text that we're reading, and I think that does make for an interesting reading dynamic, I have some concerns about tools like these because they actually do alter the text that we read. I wonder who's working on a bookmarklet that will take all the dirty words out of an article and replace them with other words. I wonder who's putting a bookmarklet in that takes all the Democrat links and makes them Republican links and vice versa. Machine reading is very interesting to me, and I think tools like Readability have some promise, but they also bring a new level of criticalness that we have to pay attention to whenever we're reading. One more note, I think it's interesting. Safari, in a recent revision of their browser, actually added in the Readability code. It's open sourced code. So you can now use Safari's reader tool to do the same sort of change to the text. Notice though that in their version of the tool, the footnotes stick around. So it's very interesting what comes and what goes and what happens to text when you work with it in these ways. So that's Readability, one of the tools that some folks are using to help them read the web.